Good evening, everyone. Today, I'd like to talk to you all about learning to apply solo. There are 3 lessons in my life that I still remember vividly. These 3 lessons have formed what and who I am. Now, to begin with, I want to take you on a journey back to the very first time you felt a pound of something. As for me, it started on the head, literally this head. In China, there's a cute ancient tradition. People believe if you shave a baby's head, the baby's hair will soon grow back much thicker, much longer, and much stronger. My mother, she believed in this with all her heart. So for the first 5 years of my life, my head was a perfect, smooth, glorious sphere. I was like a little monk, a tiny, shining Buddha. It's hard to imagine, right? So I find several pictures of my childhood. This is about 2 weeks after my mother shaved my head. So for this little girl, the kindergarten was an adventure. One day, nature called. Urgently, I rushed into the bathroom and did what I had to do. Then I came out, washed my hands. A group of little girls came in. They all wear cute dresses. They were such beautiful, like angels. And they noticed me. They stopped, they stared, their eyes widened, just like 2 eggs on your face. And then the scream. It wasn't just one scream, it was chorus. They fled like I was a monster, and running to the teacher, yelling, "There's a boy in the girls' bathroom." My teacher kindly explained that I was, in fact, a girl. But the level was stuck. I was different. I was the other. And the recess came. It was a game named The Prince Saves the Princess. It was the most popular game among us. Every single little girl would try their best to be the one, the only, the beautiful princess. And every little boy would poof off their chest and fight to be the one, the hero prince. And there was me, the leftover. Let us imagine what character I was. Obviously, I had no choice. My character was assigned. No discussion, no vote. I was the dragon. Not a cool, majestic dragon in your mind. It is. I was the ugly, evil, fire-breathing dragon, whose only purpose was to be defeated every single day. I still remember the yelling of, "Get the dragon!" I still remember the pretend sword provoking on my back. I had to play this part, because alternative, standing alone by the swings, was 1,000 times worse. This isolation was even formalized in our year-end big play. Guess who was cast the Wicked Witch? It was me. I saw my mother in the audience. She smiled a little confused, a little worried. That evening, she sat on my bed and asked, "You were the bad guy again. Why is that?" I buried my face in the pillow and mumbled, "This is the only thing they gave me. I had no choice. If I don't play this, there's no one who wants to play with me." My mother was quiet for a moment and stroked my back. Then she said something that became the foundation of my life. She said, "Not all the flowers bloom in a busy garden. The most royal and beautiful ones often grow in a quiet, solitary place." And then she told me a story about a woman named J.K. Rowling. She was a single mother sitting in a tiny Edinburgh cafe. She was very poor. She was lonely. She was totally isolated by her circumstances. But in that silence, in that isolation, she didn't just feel the emptiness. She built a universe. She found herself with a world that are much richer than any other playground game. And then my mother said, "You should learn to be your own best friend. Your happiness is a treasure that you must guard. Don't leave the keys to everyone else." That was my first lesson. learn to be alone, and learn to be whole. I carried this lesson with me to my primary school, but a new challenge awaited. If the kindergarten taught me about isolation, my primary school taught me about injustice. I was the quiet kid, but in a noisy, loud, busy classroom, the quiet kid is often the invisible one, and is always the background. So my teacher, she didn't have the eyes to see me. For her, I was just a name on a list, the face in a blur. Kids are smart, they sense weakness, so I became the scapegoat, the one who got blamed when a pencil went missing, the one who was teased during the lunch. And one Monday morning, it all came to a head. It was the national flag raising ceremony. Just like this, everybody should take a part in this ceremony seriously. And as usual, I was standing at attention, trying my best to be perfect. And when I heard the two boys behind me, whispering and joking, I didn't turn around to stop them. I didn't dare. And suddenly, a shadow fell over me. It was my teacher. Her face was a thundercloud. "You three," she barked without a simple question. "To the back, now!" My heart was sank. I could do nothing but to follow her instruction and went to the back of the line. That was really embarrassing. The ceremonies went on. The times fled. 5 minutes, 10, 30. My legs began to tremble. The song was fierce. My sweat trickled down my back. And after what felt like an eternity, 1 full hour, my teacher returned. She said, immediately, the two boys pointed at me and said, "It was her. She was talking. She started it." My mouth went dry. I tried to form my words, but my voice was a terrified whisper, trapped in my throat. And my teacher, it suddenly happened, smack. My teacher's hands connected with my cheek. The sound was sharp, crisp, in the morning air. It is a burning brand of shame. I didn't cry. I was too shocked. I just can feel the heat of this slap was much hotter than the sun on my skin. That afternoon, my mother came to school. I saw her, a force of nature, speaking with principles. And eventually, I got a formal apology from my teacher. But on the way walk home, my mother held my hand firmly and tightly. She said, "Listen to me. I will not always be there for you. There are a lot of times that you are completely alone, facing a bully, facing an unfair boss, facing a world that doesn't want to listen. At that time, you must find your own voice. It doesn't have to be loud, but it must be clear. You should be great for yourself." This led me think of a little boy named Neville Longbottom from Harry Potter. Here is this boy, clumsy, currently forgetting things, and every bad guy always teased her. But everyone underestimated him. Even he underestimated himself. But in the final crucial battle, when his friends and the one he loved were in peril, he stood up. He walked right up to the Voldemort, looked death in the face, and drew his sword. He was terrified. I'm sure his knees were knocking. But his courage was much louder than his fears. Bravery is not about not being afraid. It's about your values louder than your fears. That was my second lesson. Be brave for your own sake. Time leaped forward. I was in a university, standing at the crossroads of my life. It was time to choose a major. And I listened. I listened to all the well-meaning advices such as to be practical, think of yourself, think of your future, think of your own career. Choose the best one, not the feasible one. And I made my choice. A sensitive, logical, soul-crushing choice. I chose a major that I felt nothing for. The consequence was a year of deep, profound regret. Every lecture was a torture, and all the textbooks felt like they were written in a totally different foreign language that I had no interest to learn it. And a cloud named "What if" always followed me everywhere. What if I chose another one? What if I chose the one I loved? I always thought about this. The regret was a poison sinking into my life, and my life became anxious and totally miserable. One day I walked through a book. There was a character in that book. She was pretty cool. Her life principles was brutally simple. She said, any path I choose, any choice I make, any door I walk through, as long as I am still here breathing, I will never look back with regret. I will learn, I will adapt, I will look forward and move forward, period. Never regret. I didn't thought about this before. It was like a lightning to my system. Was that so simple? I decided to try it. So when the next time the wave of regret washed over me, I didn't write it. I stopped and said to myself, this is my reality. This is the path I am on. What can I learn from it? What strengths can I build here? And suddenly, something strange happened. The cloud began to lift. I started a book club, I joined the debate team, and I began to find the values from the chosen fields, not as a passion, but as a tool. My life didn't just become better. I became the architect of it. This principle was powerfully embodied by Andy from the Shawshank Redemption. He has a lot of reasons to draw in the sea of bitterness and regret. But what does he do? He carves the chess pieces to keep his mind sharp. He builds a library to bring beauty into hell. He plans to escape, inch by painful inch, for 19 years. I still remember the words he said to his friends, Red. It was such impressive. I guess it all comes down to a simple choice. Get busy living or get busy dying. That was my final lesson. Never linear in the past. So here I stood before you. Not long ago, I went to a barber shop. The barber, a very kind man with warm smile, he asked me, "What do you want to do today? Something new, something strange, or something stylish?" I looked at my reflection in the mirror, and I saw them all there. Looking back at me, I saw the little shiny-headed girl who learns to be her own princess in a quiet corner of the playground. I saw the trembling kid who found her own voice, small but unyielding. I also saw the anxious student who learns to stop staring at the closed door and instead threw open a window. Then I smiled at my reflection and said to the barber, "Just a trim, please. I've really come to enjoy my hair, just the way it is." Your journey, my friend, is your own. The lonely dragon learns to fly on the wings that the princess never knew they needed. The quiet kid finds her own voice to speak truths that the shorters can't hear. And the students who are on the wrong path discovers the most breathtaking views are often on the way less traveled, once you stop regretting the map you left behind. Try to enjoy the profound peace of your own companies. Find the breathtaking courage of to speak the truth. And please, I beg of you, never ever let the regret to be the ghost that haunts your beautiful unfolding flying. Learning to fly solo. The sky is yours. Thank you.